right, we wrap up every single Friday show. He's waiting, and he can't wait to get on. Ladies and gentlemen, from King 5 News, we end the week with sunshine, a little sports. I don't know where this conversation goes. We shall see. It's all brought to you by Fat Zach's Pizza. If you want some good pie, folks, head on over there to Fat Zach's Pizza. They got 3 locations in Sumner, Puyallup, South Hill, home of the original No Big Dill Pickle Pizza. You can also book one of their 3 food trucks for catering, birthday parties, graduations, and corporate events. Fat Zach's Pizza on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, always up at fatzachspizza.com. There he is, Chris Egan. He's in the he's got the very Northwest look today. You can follow Chris on X and Instagram at Chris Egan 5, and of course all of his work up at king5.com. Hello, sir.
You know, Puck, I don't watch a lot of TV shows, but I'm addicted to Yellowstone. I think we've talked about that many times. I've been watching it from the first show on, and now we're nearing the end of the run. And
what do we think? What do we think, though? What do we think of this year?
I'm loving this season, Puck.
Really?
I'm enjoying this season. Huh. And when I get into the season, I'm full out flannel, camouflage. You know, you'll see me I'll act like I'm a cowboy. I'm really not.
You actually look like one of the Duttons.
I actually asked my wife if I could rent a horse for the final 2 episodes, just to have one in the backyard. So I mean, I heard you there say maybe so on this season. I think it's a great season. We're not getting off on just wild tandems of Casey out in a tent on drugs. It's just we're focused. So there's a lot that needs to happen on these final 2 seasons. So we'll see.
Well, how many episodes do we have left? I think
behind. 2, just 2 left for myself.
Okay.
So I've been watching that, and for some reason I'm still living like I'm a junior high kid. So I watch Cobra Kai as well, and I'm enjoying that one. But I do want to just echo off of Jim Moore's sponsorship, and what I love about our show, Puck, is that we kind of try to teach people out there, learn from Puck and Egan's mistakes in life, and this is how you can get better in life. 3 years ago, my wife said, you know what, let's pay to have somebody put the lights up. And I was very upset about this. I'm like, I've been doing this my whole life. Why wouldn't I?
It's a shot at your manhood.
It really is. Yeah. But I'm telling you what, Puck, it is the best money you can spend. Yeah. I don't even she says, you want to have, and I'm like, yes, please bring him back, bring his crew back. It is the best money you can spend to have somebody come and put your lights up. Number one, they're going to do a better job because they're professionals at it. Professional light people are just better than you and I. We try it once a year, and we're trying all these different lights, putting things in different outlets, and things are blowing up. So number one, it just looks better. Number 2, it takes time. It takes a full day to put lights up if you're not a professional. So you've wasted a whole full day with the family at work. So there's time. And number 3, which should be number 1, is just health and safety. I mean, When you hit 2 bills, and you're going up a ladder, you don't move so well. So, why not pay for the young bucks to come to your house and put the lights up? So I say this, if you are listening to this podcast and you're going back and forth on whether you should throw down a couple $100 to have your lights put up, don't think twice about it. Yeah. Just do it.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Absolute no-brainer. There's just some things that there's a lot of things I'm not good at. That is one of them. I'm just not good at it. I don't like doing it. And if I can pay somebody to do it, okay, fine.
Why wouldn't you? And by the way, happy birthday to you, my friend. And I know you celebrate. I was thinking about that, your birthday yesterday, because I was out and about, and I was like, it'd be nice if we got invited to Puckett's birthday party. But, I'm thinking, then my wife's like, his mom's not throwing a party at the house. It's not.
There's no party. There's nothing going on.
And I miss those days, Puck. And I was thinking, do you have a favorite birthday when you look back, or a favorite birthday gift when you were a kid?
Ooh, God, that's a great question.
I was thinking that. And when I was like 11 or 12, my parents ended up having a just gigantic party at our house. And we had like an Olympic Games. And we had like 16 events from basketball. There was a mile run we had, and
that's great.
I mean, there was a marbles contest, and it was the greatest birthday party all the way up until the presents. And we get to, I'm getting all these great gifts like, He-Man figures and, just all this stuff. The last gift I got, I can still remember this. Like, I feel like maybe I should go to therapy on this one. The last gift, and this is all my buddies, like we're talking everyone you have.
Yeah.
And it's my neighbor, Pat. I love him to death. A longtime T-Birds fan, a longtime fan of Jason Puckett and Jim Moore. Good old Pat has got the last gift for me, and he's so excited to give me this gift. And I open it up. I can still see myself on the rocking chair in the living room, opening it up. And it was a pair of Aquaman underoos. And
it was.
And the whole place just lost it. Everybody says, these are 12 and 13-year-olds. Yeah. That's a private gift. You get underoos in your own private, not in front of all your buddies.
I don't know what relationship you and Pat had going on.
Oh, my God. For the rest of the year, people go, Aquaman underoos.
Yeah. Do you still have them, by the way?
I do not have them. Yeah. No, I don't even think I was so upset that day. I think I was in tears. But
that was a big deal back then, with the themed underwear or the themed pajamas. Remember?
PJs.
PJs, the Superman, the Batman. That was a big deal. I don't know if that's such a big deal now, but that was a huge deal. I don't got I don't have one that sticks out. I remember one. I must have been, I don't know, 10, maybe going to go see Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, wow.
Something like that.
That's strong. But
you're right. I mean, we should, as adults, like, I'm going to do that next year for the Big 5-0. Dip it back into let's have a sleepover.
Yeah.
The sleepover
why not? Watch a movie.
Party.
Let's go rent a VHS, get some popcorn going, get some stuffed crust pizza.
That would actually be pretty cool. Like if you got like an old school VHS player and a video and did like all old school, hook up the Tecmo Bowl, play a little Tecmo.
Yeah, and if the wife and her friends want to be upstairs having a wine, and making fun of us, then go be it.
And then at midnight we sneak out.
Yeah, we and we go to Taco Bell. We walk down there. I don't know. I'm up for it.
Egg some cars. Oh, you can't do that stuff anymore, though. There's no way kids could do that stuff anymore.
Toilet paper a house?
No, because people are on edge now.
Yeah, you can't toilet paper a house.
Do that anymore.
You don't see houses toilet papered anymore, do you?
No, man.
Yeah.
Because people, they come out with a gun, man. That's a highly advised against that. Your kids ever sneak out? Did you ever catch them sneaking out or no?
No, I think I put enough fear in all three of them that they don't sneak out. So, they had some. I think they had some moments where they were going somewhere and maybe they ended up elsewhere. And I'm going to say this: it is tough being a kid nowadays because you got those things on your phones where you're at.
Well, you get tracked.
And then when you turn it off, that's like a full red alert, like something's gone wrong.
She turned it off. Call her right now, Chris. Find her.
I just feel bad for these kids. You and I, we could go anywhere. We could be in the tire swing, looking at magazines for a while.
We could lie. You're telling mom and dad, I'm going to go over to Pat's house. I'll see you in a little while. But you're not going to Pat's house. You're going to Stephanie Taylor's house to go make out in the basement.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where you were going. You're going to go tongue Stephanie Taylor for 25 minutes with a hot tongue.
Oh, man. You said that name, and I'm like, was that?
Jesus, was that one of them?
We had an auction at work the other day for Home Team Harvest, and one of the prizes was 2 passes to Wild Waves. And I literally was bidding on it, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not 18. I'm not going to go to Wild Waves.
That actually might be kind of a fun. Do that for your birthday. Wild Waves, a little. Do we still have Enchanted Park?
Yes, Enchanted Park is still there. Yeah.
Are they they're one and the same now, right?
Yeah, I think you get a pass and you can go to both. They actually have, Puck, a pretty good roller coaster there.
At Enchanted Park, do they?
Yeah, they have one of the original small roller coasters, which my brother got ran over when he was in high school. He was a worker there. He was an elf. And he got they dressed him as elves. Just a true story. And there was a piece of trash on the track, Puck, and he went out to pick up the trash, and his shoestrings got caught in the railroad or the the roller coaster track, and the front roller coaster went over his leg. Oh. It was not a pretty moment in Mike Egan history.
Let's set up like our perfect, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old like birthday party that we could redo as adults.
Okay.
And I'm just going to spitball here. One, I would like to do it on a Saturday night. I would like to have. I'm trying to think of a VHS movie that I would like to play.
I would think of the one where and I don't know why I'm blanking on.
Stand By Me.
No, I'm blanking on the name where the Russians take over the small town of Spokane.
Why? Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn's your perfect 12-year-old movie.
Red Dawn, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect movie. We go Red Dawn, maybe Last Starfighter.
Yep, I like that. I think that's good. Good.
It's got to be on a Saturday because then I want to watch Saturday night's main event, WWF.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there would be wrestling at the party as well.
Oh, there's going to be wrestling.
You would set up a ring.
Yeah,
we're gonna have nowadays
a Nintendo's hooked up.
Nintendo's hooked up on big screens. I think you go with 2 Costco sheet cakes.
No. You got to remember, we got to think back to when we were like 12.
So Costco wasn't around then?
Well, they were, but it wasn't what it is now.
Okay, all right.
Baskin-Robbins ice cream cake.
Okay, yep. Good work.
Okay,
good work.
Couple of pizzas from Shakey's with some mojos.
Yep, and you might as well go with a bucket of KFC because KFC was just coming along then.
And I'm going to find it. 4, is it 2 liter, 1 liters of Jolt.
Jolt, yes, but you also need Jolt, but you need Fanta orange, Fanta grape, Fanta orange.
Okay.
You need those. Oh my gosh. Now and laters. You need endless amounts of now and laters.
This is perfect.
Yeah, I think. Why don't we do this? I mean,
and then the wives are going to be at another house. So
let's not even have them there.
But then late night will be. Now we'll be communicating, but we've got to text them now. Hey, you guys want to meet up? You guys going to go to the park?
No, we don't text them. Crank calls.
Prank, God, yes. Yes.
Prank calls.
And then knock on the door. We knock on the door and run. And then we're going to TP their house. And then we'll all meet in the basement where it's going to be a lot of kissing and heavy petting.
Maybe we do this as a charity. We'll call it the Puck Egan birthday party. You get to come.
We'll set it up for you.
20 people can come to us, the ultimate 80s birthday party. And maybe I'll host it. And, we'll charge a certain amount. We'll give the money to charity. I'm going to have to get the wife to approve this one. She probably is not going to. But I think there's a Tecmo Bowl championship all night long. RBI baseball.
RBI baseball. Yep. Hold on. Let me write it down. RBI.
Puck, I'm going to just throw it out there. On the counter. Maybe it comes out later in the night. Elle McPherson Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition.
And then you get into debate: Elle McPherson or Kathy Ireland.
Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and say
always
Kathy
go Elle
Ireland.
McPherson.
I'm Kathy Ireland. I love Kathy Ireland. I think she's number 1 in my book. But
Elle McPherson. And then Doug's right, little ding dong ditch.
Oh yeah. And you might as well at that point get all the hostess, ding dongs, cupcakes, some Twinkies.
No, he's talking about knocking on doors.
Oh, knocking on doors.
Knocking on doors.
No,
we can get the ding dongs, but yeah. Okay. Jeff's Elle McPherson all the way.
I'm a Kathy Ireland fan. I mean, I know what Jeff's
That was a great cover. That was that was the cover. Hold on, I'm going to find it. Is that the cover
with green swimsuit or black?
The green one, and I think isn't she being sprayed with water?
Possibly, yes.
This is so perfect.
This was one of the greatest. Yeah, I mean, I think this was 8th or 7th grade too, and this is when you would take it and then put it up in your locker at school. I mean, here's another.
Of course, I put it up in my room.
Kids don't have lockers anymore. I mean, it's just sad. They don't. They aren't able to.
This is the one. Hold on, I found it. No, dude, so many. She was on the cover a lot. Hold on,
now you're going to have to counter my point with a Kathy Ireland. I think maybe
that is Kathy Ireland.
Oh, that's Kathy.
Okay, she reigns in Spain. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yep. Now you were thinking of Elle McPherson too. Now that's your favorite.
Well, Elle McPherson. How about that one? That's an iconic one right there too.
Whatever happened to Kathy Ireland?
I don't know. It's a great call, Chris. I'm not quite sure. Hold on, Elle McPherson. She was
okay.
This is the one I remember. That's the one.
Yeah, that's
Come on, everyone that is in our age group knows that cover from Sports Illustrated. That's the one.
If you didn't have that up at your locker in junior high, I'm sorry. Yeah,
buddy, that is the one right there.
That's the
one that everybody's like, Elle McPherson in.
Yeah.
In.
That was the one Barb Egan would try to run down on the mailbox to try to get to it before I would, but did not work.
Do they still do it?
I think they ruined it by making it like 300 pages. Yeah, and then it got a little. Yeah, I mean those were the. So Puck, here's an interesting thing. Okay, we have our party. We invite our podcast friends to this ultimate party. You got
this is a great business idea.
Uncle Jim Moore's there. If we could pay to have one 80s sitcom actor join us that night for the birthday party, who would we bring in? And are we bringing in? Who are we bringing in? The gang from Saved by the Bell?
That's 90s.
That's 90s. Okay, so that's a little later. So we need to go back to the 80s.
We're bringing in Ricky Schroeder.
Ricky Schroeder, yeah.
Silver Spoons.
Simple, right?
Yeah, with Alfonso Ribeiro, his buddy.
I mean, what kid didn't want a railroad track in their house growing up?
Who didn't want a bed that was a race? It was a freaking race car.
It was the ultimate. Yeah, he lived a good life.
Hold on. I know what else we're adding to this party.
Okay.
We're never going to follow through with this, but if we did, this would be ultimate.
Why wouldn't we though? I'm like, you know what? Time is short. I don't know why we don't do this.
Okay, we're gonna go out. We're gonna go out. You're right. We're gonna go out the street. We're gonna play.
Before I forget, wiffle ball, right?
Okay, wiffle ball. I was gonna say a game of street tag, a street 2-hand touch.
Okay, that's good.
Maybe a flyers up, but inside the house, we got to set up the old Nerf hoop.
Oh yeah. Nerf. Yep, 100%. And then I love about Nerf hoop is you like fake dribble.
Because he could never.
And somebody like travel. I'm like, how do you know I was traveling?
I don't know. It's a foul. Oh God.
I would have been so much better of a high school basketball player if I didn't spend like
the dribble
8 hours a day playing Nerf hoops. I remember my dad would be like, we got a court out back. You may want to shoot out there.
It's not Nerf hoops.
Not hurt. Yeah.
I got another sneaky game that's just for us. It goes back to it's an old computer, but I think it was on the Atari. Jordan versus Bird. That's going to be in the rotation too.
That was a computer game.
Yeah. Jordan versus Bird was a great game. Great game.
You know what? That would be kind of cool to have one of the first computers, and you got to log on and put the little disc in there. That would be. And somebody as a gift, Puck, for a gift, I think I'm going to get you the underwater Sony Walkman, the yellow one. I remember when that first came out.
Are you kidding me? I forgot about the underwater
Sony
Walkman. Are you kidding me? This one? Hold on. I know the one you're talking about.
And when somebody, I remember, I think it was Kai Malding was the first to get one in our class.
That one right there?
Yes. And I remember he had one.
Look at that thing.
He brought it with him on the ski bus, and people were like, Kai is a millionaire. Do you see he's got the Sony Walkman?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think both of his parents are teachers, and they're like, no, man, he's a millionaire. He has the underwater Sony Walkman. Oh, look at that beauty.
Oh, my God. People just don't understand. Just don't. They don't. And then, as a party, because like everyone's got to get a parting gift now.
Yeah.
Right?
So we would give them an underwater Sony Walkman.
Or.
Okay.
Sir.
Well, here's the other thing. A Swatch watch. Yeah, I was going to say.
Swatch watch.
Now we get into, another crucial part of this birthday party is attire.
Well.
I mean, and there's. I mean, we're in the 80s, later 80s. Are we, are we wearing breezing jackets?
Remember Genera?
Genera. If we're going to go out, kind of dress it up a little bit, you're going to go Genera.
Yeah.
Little OP. Maybe somebody brings in some OP corduroy shorts.
Look at the crew, the Genera crew neck.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I had a buddy, Puck. I'm not going to lie. I mean, the guy wore a lot of Genera. His parents went all in, and he was kind of the ladies' man at the
Genera was the spot. All right. Well, guys, we've stumbled upon something, and the beauty of this, we've got 20 minutes talking about this, but this is what is what you and I like.
This is what we love to do, and I mean, yes, it's a big weekend. You've got the high school state playoffs
starts tonight, man. Can't wait.
Up, and we did the podcast, you and I, with John and Todd. And in that first podcast, you said, "Who do you think is going to win the 4A?" And not to toot my horn, but at that point, I picked the Sumner Spartans. I like their coach. I like their discipline. I like just kind of the way they play. They don't have any like mega superstars, but they just have a lot of talent. And here they are. They've made it all the way into the finals. Taking on a very good Camas team. Mm-hmm. I just, with this, I think Coach Ross, his team is used to these big game environments, and I think they're still my pick to win it. So I'm going with Sumner over Camas in the 3A. You asked 5 weeks ago, who do I like? And I said, I don't know how you take out a Bellevue team when you have linemen like they do.
So big.
They're just loaded with so much talent on that line, and they're just going to keep wearing you out. And give credit to Roosevelt, they gave him a game for a half.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you're a high school kid, you got to go up against these big kids for another half, and they just keep pounding you and pounding you. So as much as I love Monty and what he does at O'Day, and they have some weapons, and they had an incredible win over Eastside Catholic.
Great.
I just don't know how you compete with that size at.
Are you going to be there tonight?
I am. Stadium? No, I'm anchoring, so I'm not going to be. Are you going to be calling one of the games, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I'm going to calling tonight's game, the 3A state title game, on the NFHS network.
Hey, can you help me out? Is it Leo or Leo Bancaro? Get an update on that one.
Oh,
for me
Leo.
There. Leo. I've been calling him Leo, and then I heard somebody on another station say Leo, and I'm like, I don't think it's Princess Leo.
Well, I asked Monty. He said Leo, so.
Well, then I trust Monty. And you know what, Monty?
Who's on the verge of history? For people who don't know, Monty Coleman's been coaching for 40 years. One more win, and he'll tie Sid Otten's record there at Tumwater tonight.
Absolutely impressive, and to do that in the league, he's done it. I mean, so O'Day is a private school. Yes, they've got some pretty good players that have come there through the years, but he is first class all the way, and you can go back and we've been working with him at King 5 for a long time, and he's always been so inviting to come out to practices. And
great, they both are. Michael Knipe at Bellevue is great too.
Michael Knipe took over that program, and he's a Bellevue kid, went to the University of Washington, was an offensive lineman there at the UW, and he's done a phenomenal job too. And you got Warren Moon's kid, Riken Moon. You got Mad Max Jones. So you got a lot of good running backs. But when you have that offensive line like they do, I think the edge may go to them a little bit in that game. But it's going to be fun listening to you. Where do I listen to you, Puck, tonight?
You can watch it on the NFHS network.
Okay.
Through the WIA. So if you just go to the WIA website, you'll see it there, but also the link on the NFHSnetwork.com. Go there, and all the games will start at 7 o'clock.
Going to be a fun one there. And then
Anacortes Tumwater.
Anacortes Tumwater. I think Tumwater may be one of the greatest put-together high school teams that we have seen, at least when you start looking at the scores they've had this year. I mean, they have just blown out everyone that they have played. So we'll see if Anacortes can find Anacortes. They're the defending champs.
Yep.
They're that great story of this team that 10 years ago couldn't win a game, and here they are playing for a second state title. So it's another David Goliath battle there. And then the Royal Knights going for another time. I mean, they're just absolutely impressive. So what do all these teams have, Puck? Great coaches behind them. So I mean, really, honestly, every one of these teams has somebody that's put a lot of time and commitment into these gentlemen, and they've surrounded themselves with great coaches as well. So
that's going to be a fun game. I'm going to try to go down there early. That's a 3 o'clock game, the 1A game tonight over at Husky Stadium. It's Royal and Seton Catholic, and the quarterback for Seton Catholic is Jason Gesser's kid.
Oh,
how about that one? I think he's a coach too. I don't know if he's the head coach, but
wow.
Yeah.
Well, say hello to them down there for me tonight. Yeah,
and
good luck.
And then tomorrow on the 2B, you got Okanagan and Napavine. I love it. And then the 1B, which is tonight. Oh, it's already happened. It was earlier today. They started at 11 a.m.
Okay.
We have our first champion in the 1B.
Who do we got? Give it.
Championship with 14-8 victory. Today, Wilbur Creston Keller over Liberty Christian out of Richland, 14-8. So congratulations to Wilbur Creston Keller, the 1B state champions.
Is that a 3-city parade then? Do they go through all 3 cities for that parade?
They never went. Yeah,
they'll start. The big question: where do they start? Do you start in Wilbur or going to start in Creston?
I don't know. It's Rochambeau. Well, congratulations to everybody.
And
then
fun.
for you, this is a labor of love because it's it wraps up just a crazy few months for you of jumping around to all these games.
Well, it was a fun year, and it was a lot of great stuff. And we'll wrap up tomorrow night, 7:00, the 4A game. And I honestly think, Puck, you're going to have a good one on that 3. I think the 4A is going to be. I think it could come down to a final play. I think it's all the year is going to end on a very exciting note. Whether it's the paper makers or the Spartans celebrating, we'll have to wait and see. But I think it's going to be a fantastic. And once again, kudos. They get a lot of crap, Puck. They get a lot of crap, the WIAA, from parents, from people like, wish they would have done this, that. Everybody complains. But 2 years in a row now, they found a way to get this thing at Husky Stadium, and I tribute to them. Well done. I think it's fun for the kids. Yes, is the place not going to look filled? No, it's not going to look filled at all. But for these kids to get to a state title game, to play at Husky Stadium, it means a lot. It's just, I'm sorry. It's when you play your whole season in a stadium and you go to Spark Stadium for a state championship game, it just doesn't have that feeling. They're playing at Husky Stadium. I think it's cool.
And I love it. It's better for me because it's closer. There's part of me that always does miss the Tacoma Dome, bitching about having to drive all the way down there and all of it. But that's great. I think for these kids, it's fantastic to finish their season playing at that stadium. All right. We'll enjoy your weekend. We'll be watching you on TV, and then we'll talk to you next week, and we'll get a full recap of all the games.
Hey, good luck on the call tonight.
Thank you.
I'll be listening to you, buddy. And then, let's get this birthday party going. I think this thing could be big. I think
we've got it all. We've got it all set up. The Egan Puckett Christmas party extravaganza. Thanks,
I think
Chris.
we call it the Puckett Egan by the Power of Grade School 80s themed. Kathy Ireland, El McPherson party.
That's a little wordy. Okay. Let's work on the title. Work on the title. See you, dude.
Love you.
Chris Egan from King 5, weekly appearance brought to you by Fat Zach's Pizza, 3 locations in Sumner, Puyallup, South Hill. Home of the original No Big Deal Pickle Pizza. Book one of their 3 food trucks, catering, birthday parties, graduations, corporate events. Find them at Fat Zach's Pizza on Facebook and on Instagram, fatzachspizza.com. The entire episode with Chris Egan will be up on YouTube. When you're there, please subscribe. Tell everyone to subscribe there as well, and listen to it on your favorite podcast platform, Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts. And, of course, always up at pucksports.com.